Hello and welcome to Nature Talk on Aftercast.com, where James and Tina will be your host for the next 30 to 45 minutes discussing nature as we see it. Join us each Wednesday for a new episode of Nature Talk.
This is my grandpa's talk show.
Hi, this is James
and Tina,
and welcome to another episode of Nature Talk. Hey, we're back with episode 4 of Nature Talk podcast, and this week we have a couple things that we want to go over. One is about a panther tragedy, and the other one it was about the bald eagle that got caught in the water, and they tried to rescue that. Also, we're going to bring up a couple of things that we wanted to talk about last week but didn't have time. And one of those was the hummingbird. And wow, it's been a week and I can't remember what the other one was about.
Yeah, don't feel bad. I can't remember either.
Well, I might have to go back and listen to last week's show real quick to find out. That was something. Oh, well, there's 3 things anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about at least 3 things. So, all right. This is Wednesday, the day we're supposed to have our show out by 3 p.m.
Oops.
And we're just now doing it, and it's 4:20. So it's going to be close to 6:30 before we get it on the air.
Ooh.
But you won't know that until you hear it. So we have it set up to where we're going to have it on the air by 3 p.m. Wednesdays, Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time. For those overseas, that I know it's easier for people to recognize New York than it is to recognize the East Coast.
Yeah.
So there you have it. A couple other things that we had our interview last week with Greg Ganos.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and he was really excited that he had a chance to be on the show. And we invited him to do a follow-up on it because he had we did the recording on a Friday, and then the next day, Saturday, he had a book signing at Barnes & Noble bookstore. Well, things got a little hectic through the week, and we both kind of missed each other twice. But we're going to have him on next week. That'd give him some time to be less excited.
Yeah, it's just get him excited again.
Yeah, he was. I mean, you know, an author of a book. I mean, wow. Just because you like to take pictures with your camera,
Yeah.
which your wife bought you just for, I guess, just to be buying it for him.
And there you go.
Went outside, took a few pictures, says, "That's it. I'm gonna be a photographer." And then his wife, Amy, she says to him, "Why don't you make a book?" Well, he started posting pictures on the website. I think all this was in last week's story, but I'm just kind of going through it. And he started posting a picture a day or something on a website. And people started kind of, I guess, teasing him about, you know, when you going to make a book? When's the book coming out? So his wife kind of pushed that direction on him, and sure enough, he made a book, and it's published. We have, let's see, on our website that we have is a list of the different places you can buy this book on the internet. We went ahead and compiled all that together, and that website, if you want to go there to look at it, is, now you need a pencil and paper to write this down or look at the show notes when we're done. It's called hikerjamestalkshow.com, and Hiker James was spelled J-A-M-Z, like a zebra. Don't ask me why, but I just did that. hikerjamestalkshow.com. That'll take you there. And if you can't remember that, or if you don't have anything to write it on, just look at the show notes at the end of the show, or while the show's playing, I guess you can scroll down if you're on aftercash.com listening to it. If not, go to aftercash.com, spelled AFTERCACH. That's what I did. Don't ask me why. Well, Aftercash, the word cache is what they use an expression in geocaching, which is a worldwide treasure hunt game for all ages, family, friends, and whatnot. And we've been doing that for about 4 years, and we've been doing a podcast on it for about 4 years. And so, well, no, but about 2 years. And so we gave that up to do this Nature Talk show. And there's been few of my friends out there that have agreed that they think Nature Talk show will go a lot better than the geocaching show. Oh, for the reason is, how many of you out there know what geocaching is? You still have to explain it to people. You still have to get them interested in it. Where nature, everybody in the world knows what nature is. So when you go talk to somebody about nature, they're not going to say, "What's that?"
We hope not.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, I think it's going to go a whole lot easier. And this is our 4th episode. The first 3 episodes has averaged more listeners than our geocaching podcast has since, was it August to 2014?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow. Hey, a lot of that thanks goes to Greg Ganos.
Most definitely.
Yeah, he really did a lot of helping out, sharing the podcast with us, and we've been kind of helping each other out. And Greg's a friend of mine from Tucson, Arizona, and we met here online. And boy, just helping each other out really makes a big difference to how many people you have on your sites and what you can do from there.
And now for our latest news.
Okay, we're going to give you what we've promised so far on our news. And the first thing we're going to bring up will be the panther.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay, panther is a state animal here in Florida. And they take a lot of pride in this animal. And they keep tally on how many they find dead, whether hit by a car or another animal attack or whatever, and really stiff on people that hunt them down or whatever.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to read to you what was in the news here. What was it, the 22nd of this month?
Yeah. On the 22nd, they found a panther on Immokalee Road. Now, at first they thought it had been hit by a car, but when they did a more detailed examination, they found out that what caused the panther's death was a gunshot wound. Now, shooting a panther, an endangered species, is a felony carrying federal penalties of up to 1 year in prison and a $100,000 fine, as well as state penalties of up to 5 years in jail and a $5,000 fine. So they're real, you're right, they're real stiff on what they do about these panthers.
Yeah, they are. And do you see on there, what I read on there, where there was a reward? Mm-hmm. $5,000 reward.
Yeah.
For anybody that could lead them to the one that shot that panther.
Well, I hope they find them.
Wow. I know there's, what surprised me, with all the panther crossing signs down here, which is everywhere.
Yeah.
There's every time a panther's found, they record it and they put it on the news. Most of them have been hit by a car.
A lot of them have.
But now the speed limit down here too, on some of these 2-lane highways, at night the trucks are set down to, I think, 55 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It might be 50.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's 55. Anyway, they are really protective over this, and it's endangered.
They're endangered.
But they're everywhere.
There's really not as many as you might think.
I know right up the road from here, there's a sanctuary, a panther.
Oh, yeah, I can't think of what it's called, though.
No, I don't know what it's called either, but where they keep them. And they've got so many acres, hundreds of acres, all fenced in. But you take a panther that's on the run, and he could probably leap over a 10-foot fence with no problem.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
And I don't imagine they put barbed wire on top of it because they don't want to hurt the animals.
Right.
They might even give them a gate with a key to get in and out.
You never know.
Yeah, so, wow, I haven't seen one yet. Except on the news and where they put a photo of it.
I seen one, but I didn't have my camera.
Oh, there. Hey, back to that little quizzy thing or that little questionnaire I put on there about the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, I'll go get it.
Yeah, I have learned to take it with me everywhere now.
But like that one answer was, when I take it, I don't need it.
Yeah, and it's the truth. When I take it, I don't seem to need it, and then if I don't have it, well, I miss an opportunity.
How many times out here, just here in the yard, we see something out the window, or, well, we're outside and we see something, and we come in to get the camera, and we go back out and it's gone already. But if we sit there, they would have stayed there for 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And they're not afraid of us, and they're not leaving because we're going in. I think what they're doing is just playing games with us.
More than likely.
It's like the, we was going to talk about the mockingbird.
Oh, was that the one?
And yeah, that's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not the whole thing, though. I wanted to bring up the hummingbird too. But the mockingbird, wow! I'm sure we did something on this last week about a mockingbird can mock other sounds for up to 2 hours without repeating any of them. And I noticed that your mom's car kind of got this little squealing noise in it.
Yeah.
Sounds just like a cricket. And I'm still yet debating, is that mockingbird imitating a cricket or your mom's car?
It could be either.
One landed on the wire the other day. I was out there. I was probably 10 feet from it. Had his back to me. And he was just whistling along. And I was mocking him. Every time, some of these sounds I can't whistle,
Yeah, of course.
But he made some sounds and I mocked him. And every time I whistle, he'd sidestep down the wire about a foot. And he'd go to whistling something else and I'd mock him on that one and he'd sidestep down another foot on that wire. He's looking around, looking all over the place, looking up, looking down. And so finally he got halfway across the yard, which is probably 100 feet.
Yeah.
I guess he'd had enough. He just flew away.
Couldn't find the mockingbird he was looking for.
Yeah, couldn't find it. And I was just standing there real still. So I imagine he seen me and, there that guy is. Where's that other bird at?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He probably looked at you and go, oh, that's where that noise is coming from? You're not a mockingbird. I'm out of here.
Yeah. What do they call that? Penny for your thoughts. What are you thinking there, mockingbird?
You really want to know?
But they really make some weird sounds.
Oh, they do.
The what do you call locust? You call them
Locust, yeah.
locust. The locusts around here are starting to get a little bad, and you can hear them all hours of the night.
Well, I think they're kind of interesting to listen to.
Yeah, they are. Sound like a little power saw running in there. That's what somebody told me. They was sawing their shell in half to get out, but
I don't know.
I don't know how they do it. Anybody know how they do it?
Guess you'd have to look that up too, huh?
Yeah, look it up and send us an email. Send it to naturetalk@outlook.com. And we'll post it on our website.
There you go.
Send a picture of it and how they cut their shells open or whatever it does, send us that email. But anyway, that mockingbird sounded so much like one of those. It wasn't even funny.
Now, there was one night that he sounded like a frog.
Yeah, a frog.
A frog, cricket, and we're watching him, so we know it's him. I didn't realize they mocked things other than birds until I heard the one sound that sounded like the alarm clock.
Yeah.
Wow.
They said they have mimicked car alarms.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, if there's one outside the window and your alarm clock's going off every morning for how many years?
I guess they could pick it up. They're like a little parrot.
They could hear that through your walls.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, alarm clocks are pretty loud.
Oh, yeah.
It might be hard to hear when you're sleeping, but they're loud. I've been woken up by many other people's alarm clocks.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, our little foxies are still running loose around here.
Yeah, they are.
And our raccoons, they pop in and out. 4 of them that we've seen at one time now.
Mm-hmm. We've got more, I know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was coming home from the store a while ago, and about a third of the way up the driveway. This driveway is like half a mile long. But about a third of the way up the driveway, I seen one of the female deer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was run across the road. Well, it was standing in the driveway, and it ran on across into the field there, where the little trail is. And I stopped, and he stopped, and he's just looking at me.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, what April was telling me when she was sitting in her car, and had the radio on. You know that story.
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting to hear it.
Oh, you don't. Yeah, she was coming down the driveway and she seen 2 deer, and she stopped the car to look at them. She said next thing she knew, the deer had walked up to her car and almost stuck their head in the window and was looking around in her car. She says, I turn around and I'm not just maybe a foot, it looked like, from this deer. But she figured it was because they heard the noise and they wanted to know what it was. But they're not afraid.
No.
And unless you run at them, they'll sit there and just stare at you, and they'll walk a little closer to you. So it's really kind of interesting to know that they'll do that.
That's the first time I seen one without watching them on my cam, my trail cam. I see them walk across the road now and then, right up here by the house, but the trail cam, I've probably deleted 4,000 or 5,000 pictures that I've got on my trail cam and just kept the good ones, and I still probably got 1,000 good ones on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're a lot. The looks of them are a lot different looking at them in real life than they are on a trail cam.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, especially when they stop and turn sideways and look at you. Yeah. I scared 3 of them off that one day. I was down there where I had my trail cam.
Oh, yeah?
I was walking up there to get the SD card out of it, and I didn't know that they was right there. And they heard me. Well, actually what I did, I took my camera out to get a snapshot of the squirrel. I see a squirrel there on a tree. And when my camera came on, made that little ding-ding-ding-ding thing, they took off. They jumped over the fence, and I was gone.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe they'd get on the other side of the fence and stop where I get a picture of them too, but it didn't happen.
They're really kind of strange. If you go toward them, they'll run. But if you stand there, they might come towards you. It's kind of like on their own terms, I'll get close to you.
Yeah.
Which I guess I can understand. With deer and all, knowing it's season and you might hear a gunshot here and there, they're probably pretty scared.
Right.
Until they see if you have anything.
Yeah. It's nice, though, that they take that much caution.
Yeah.
All right, and so we'll leave it at that, and we'll continue with our other news. There has been a bald eagle. Now, that's another thing. It seems like everything in Florida is protected so highly. But there was a bald eagle they got caught. You know, he didn't get caught speeding. He didn't get caught jaywalking. Okay, where was it? He got caught in a canal, in a canal or something, and maybe it was where there was a lock or something in the canal that they opened. Anyway, I hadn't been following up with it all the way through, but anyway, update was 4/29. That's today, Wednesday. And it says the injured eagle was brought to Crow Wednesday morning. A preliminary evaluation indicated no broken bones. The eagle is being given food and fluids and is under strict isolation and cage rest.
There you go.
And they was rescued by wildlife officers and Cape Coral, I guess it was Cape Coral.
Yeah, it was Cape
Coral firefighters and neighbors. So everybody had a little bit of a hand in that one. And then it says a routine Tuesday evening turned into a night of excitement for some neighbors in the southeast Cape. The bald eagle they're used to seeing in a nest above their homes was spotted in the canal that runs through their backyard. A neighbor initially used a pool net to fish the bird out of the canal and put it on dry land. But it wasn't long before it leaped back into the canal. The bird appeared to be injured and unable to fly. Cape firefighters and state fish and wildlife officers were called to the neighborhood, where they gently prodded the eagle into the yard before capturing it. The Cape fire official told Channel 4 News, in your corner, the bald eagle will be taken to a local wildlife clinic. So, that was interesting too, and there's been a lot of things that's getting trapped. And I don't know, sometimes it's just accidental. Mm-hmm. Most of them are accidental. That was like the dolphins. Yeah. They was trying to go through the canal to get out into the sea. Oh, they worked all night and a couple days on them, the dolphins, because they wouldn't go the direction they were supposed to get out of the canal.
Yeah.
I guess they shut down all the boat traffic in there. Wow. For 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
At least a day and a night. Trying to, and I don't know. It might have been hard to try to catch them again. I think that's what they was trying to do. Trying to get it cornered into some place where it can't go nowhere else, so they can get it. And that was a good story there too. I think they did finally get it freed. Haven't heard anymore.
I haven't either.
Wow. We'll check that out and get back with you on that next week. All right, so we're going to go now to the hummingbirds. I don't know if anybody knows what hummingbirds are capable of doing, but they can sure run the marathon.
Better than I could.
Yeah. All right. Well, like, southern southwest Florida here, very seldom see one. We haven't seen any here at all, but they are very seldomly seen in southwestern Florida. When they migrate, they don't come down this far because they don't have to. They only have to come down to where the weather is right for them and wait for it to change. Hummingbirds are small, colorful birds with iridescent feathers. Their names come from the fact that they flap their wings so fast, about 80 times per second. That's fast.
That's what makes the humming noise.
Oh yeah, they make a humming noise. Hummingbirds can fly to the right, to the left, up, down, backwards, and even upside down.
Wow, they can multi-fly.
They are also able to hover. Yeah, by flapping their wings in a figure-8 pattern. They have a specialized long and tapered bill that is used to obtain nectar from the center of long tubular flowers. The hummingbird's feet are used for perching only and not used for hopping or walking. The diet of a hummingbird primarily eat flower nectar, tree sap, insects, and pollen. The hummingbird's fast breathing rate, fast heartbeat, and high body temperature requires that they eat often. They're also required an enormous amount of food each day. Hummingbirds have a long tongue which they use to lick their food at a rate of up to 13 licks per second.
Wow.
Now, yeah, I thought a dog and cat was pretty fast at
Not
licking
that fast.
licking their water. But no, hummingbirds got them all beat. There's more to come. I mean, it's really interesting about the hummingbird. It's difficult to estimate population numbers since there are many different species spanning a large geographic area. I don't see anything in Arizona or most of California or Nevada, Idaho. There's a lot of places. Looks like part of Texas even, and New Mexico, where it doesn't show any hummingbirds.
My dad lived in Texas, and they had hummingbirds. Well, where he was, they did.
Yeah, I think it shows a little bit of Texas here. You know, I mean, it's a small map. I'm afraid to click on it because I don't want to lose my page here.
Yeah.
So, hummingbirds are found only in the western hemisphere from southeastern Alaska to South Chile. Although most live in the tropics. There are more than 300 species of the hummingbird.
A lot of them.
Yeah. 12 of which summer in North America and winter in tropical areas. Like other birds, hummingbirds communicate via visual displays. Hummingbirds are very territorial and have been observed chasing each other and even large birds such as hawks away from their territory.
Wow, they're brave for being so little.
Yep, and little they are. It tells in here also how big they get, but the reproduction of a hummingbird, the gestation is 13 to 22 days.
Gestation.
And the clutch size, they call it a clutch size, 1 to 3 eggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the young start to fly in 18 to 30 days. Wow. There's some threats to them, though. Historically, hummingbirds were killed for their feathers. Today, they face different but equally devastating threats. Are you on the same page I am?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how you know I was going to say that word wrong? Habitat loss and destruction are the hummingbird's main threats. As hummingbirds are often specially adapted to each unique habit, each species of hummingbird currently listed is vulnerable or endangered on the IUCN Red List are all threatened due to habitat destruction and loss.
Habitat.
Habitat. The Earth's changing temperature due to climate change are affecting hummingbird migratory patterns, causing different species to be spotted in locations well outside their normal range, where it may be harder for them to find food.
Ooh.
Yeah. I didn't see the heart rate. No, oh, here it is. Fast facts. The length of a hummingbird is only 1.75 inches, which is 1 3/4 inch, to 8 inches long, which is pretty good size. The weight of one is 0.08 to 0.7 ounces. Okay, now here's the good one here. the heart rate. The average person heart rate's 60 beats per second.
Yeah.
Theirs is 1,260.
They have us beat by 1,200 beats per second.
That's right, per second.
Or per minute, I'm sorry, per minute.
Yep, per
Wow.
minute, yeah. You got me saying it.
That's all right, we're both stuttering today.
Yeah, we are. We're just, yeah. We had a big thunderstorm come through last night and kept us up for a while.
Yeah.
And
their lifespan is up to 4 years.
yeah, that's it. Only up to 4 years.
That's not very long.
No. I got a sound clip here. If anybody wants to read this, which I just already read all of it to you. But if you go to defenders.org/hummingbirds/basic-facts, you'll see that. And there's fact sheets on just about every animal there. You can look up about anything you want to on that. Okay. It's protected by the Better Business Bureau. Wonder what is up with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just information. Unless you can buy something from them. So that's it with the hummingbirds. And I kind of miss them little fellows. We had them in Ohio.
Yeah, there's none around here.
The neighbor's house, you could sit in the backyard and just watch them flying over the neighbor's house. You know. And I thought, well, maybe I can get them distracted, put me out a hummingbird feeder out in the yard, make my own nectar for it. You can look that up online too. Be careful though, because there's a couple different ways to make it. Make sure you get the 2 out of the 3 best ways to do it, because one of them will give you too much sugar in it in the water. But all you do is take your water and boil it, or just, it wasn't even boil. It was just as it starts to boil. I think a minute after boiling. Then you pour in the sugar and stir it up. Put it in a container, let it cool down, put it in the refrigerator. And you just fill your container up, your bird feeder up with that. I don't know what attracts them to it. They might smell the sugar. I don't know, but the color of the hummingbird feeder was red and yellow.
I think that's what I read somewhere, that it was the color of the feeders that attracts them.
Well, I know when I put that up, it took maybe 3-4 days, a week, and all of a sudden,
there they were.
There they are, and it was funny because they go, "Ew," and land in a tree, and stop and look around. You could see them looking around on their head with their head, and then, "Ew," they fly down to the feeder, and they would sit there in midair and stick their beak down in that little flower-shaped yellow hole, and then come back out. Then they would stick their beak back down in there again, come back out, and then when they was done, fly back up in the tree, look around, nobody sees them. There they go across the field. It's like that tree was their protection.
Yeah.
Because the hummingbird feeder was out in the open. Well, I got a video of that hummingbird.
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, anybody else
one.
got a picture? I know a couple people that probably do have some nice pictures of the hummingbirds, but if you got any pictures of hummingbirds you want us to post up on our website, send a little information where you took this picture from and what time of year, things like that. We'll throw it up on our website. Just send it to naturetalk@outlook.com and we'll get it and put it up there. And appreciate any information we can get from anybody about anything that's got to do with nature. You can. If you go to my website, hikerjamestalkshow.com, when that page comes up, you'll see over on the right hand of the screen there will be a little bar stick out that says voice message. that is where, if you want to send us a 90-second or less voice message, you can just click on that and a little screen will pop out and it'll be a recorder. You just record your message and send it. If 90 seconds isn't enough, do it again, finish your story and send that. It's amazing how much you can say in a minute and a half, though. I've tried it. Amber sent me one, and she was humming around for the last, she never got no 90 seconds out of it, and she was still kind of, didn't really have much more to say. She said what she had to say, what she wanted to say, and she was out of what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 90 seconds sounds like a very short time, but you try talk and say something, tell a story with a little stopwatch or something, and you'll be surprised it ain't going to take that long. All right. It's spider story time.
Gotta have our funny story for the day.
And who can tell the funniest story to me? Be Tina.
No.
I didn't think it was very funny, but you go ahead and tell it.
I thought it was funny, especially when I saw how big your eyes were.
I was in the bathroom where it all began. I reached up to get hold of the toilet paper.
And a big old wolf spider ran down the wall. And if you know what a wolf spider is, they're pretty big. Put out the palm of your hand, and if they spread out, they can be as big as the palm of your hand. Well, I'm sitting in here in the living room, and I hear him go, "Grab me a piece of paper. There's a big old spider in here."
Big old spider, man. Big, huge.
Yeah, he said huge spider. So I go in there with the paper, and he says, "Look, look, look." And his eyes are as big as $50.
Yeah.
I turned around and looked, and I'm going, "Oh, that's just a wolf spider." He says, "A wolf spider?" What I didn't tell him at the time was wolf spiders will run away from you. If they've got an area to go, they run. If you corner them, they will jump on you and chase you. Well, he's in this little bitty bathroom where he could put your arms out and touch the walls. It's that small. He goes to get that paper to swat that spider, and before he turned around, that spider had jumped on his leg and ran around his feet in a circle, and you should have seen him dancing in that little bitty bathroom to get away from that spider.
Man. I finally got a picture of it in my hand.
Oh, that thing was so big.
Yeah. I when she said this, it's not going to bite you, not going to bite you. So I got it in my hand and took a picture of it. And then we disposed of it outside.
Yeah,
we didn't want that in the house.
But
we won't, we only kill things if we think we're a threat. But
yeah, like a big old rattlesnake.
It's like we're letting that little lizard run around in the house because
yeah, that thing's still running around in the bathroom.
You can't catch it.
No.
I got an idea though. I used my little one gallon wet vac, and when I see that spider, I turn it on and suck him up in there, and then just take him outside and dump him.
There you go.
It won't hurt him. It'll just suck him up through the hose. When it goes into the wet vac, it hits the foam and drops down. So.
Just go empty him outside.
Anyway, that's our story for the week and our funny story. So time's gone. We gotta go, and we hope everybody enjoyed the show, and we hope everybody come back. And until next Wednesday when we do our next show, what do you say?
See ya.